So we've found our blank, so we can move over to the machine, start the key cutting process. Now, first thing we do, the key blank always goes into the right hand side, and you know that, you'll be able to remember that easily because there's the cutter, and obviously it's the blank that is getting cut. The other thing I'd just like to mention as well are these jaws. Now there's a number of different settings on them. You'll see they've both got to be the same on both sides, okay? So that's their standard, that one's their standard. So if you loosen these off here, these wing nuts here, you can pull it up and you can twist them around. You've got to bring both blocks up at the same time. You'll see that there's two separate parts there. Very, very easy to do. Now there's a number of different settings. That one says wide. So you would use wide for a key that is wider than this or deeper. The next setting there is narrow. So some keys are narrower than this. So that would be a good setting. That's standard. Now bulk of the keys that you'll be cutting in store will work just fine with that standard fitting there. And the X there is generally more so for automotive because of the channels that they have in the keys and because they're double-sided as well. So we've done a video on cutting automotive keys, and I'd certainly suggest you have a bit of a look at that as well and just go through that so you can see the slightly different process for cutting an automotive key. So we'll go to standard because that's the one that generally works pretty well, and it's a pretty standard width key as well. We've got to make sure that they're both sitting on standard there. We put this one in. Now we slide it in and you'll see it goes in there and then it's going to hit. It hits on that shoulder. So you push it along there and you just give it a turn up like that. Now the other very important thing is that the key sits horizontally there and flush. If it's slightly up, example exaggerated, but if it's not horizontal, it's going to be a problem. So you wouldn't want to put it in like that. So if you keep your finger on top, you'll find it easy just to keep it nice and horizontal. Goes in the shoulder there, and you just give it a good crank up there with your hands. Hold of the customer's key. The first thing that we'll do though, we'll bring down this key guide. You'll see that this slides across here nice and easily. If this doesn't, if your machine doesn't slide easily like this, it just needs a little bit of grease there. And we're going to do a video, we have a video there on sort of general sort of maintenance as well that talks a little bit about that, and it's going to make that nice and easy for you. So what we do next is we put this guide down, and we want that guide just to sit there nicely on that shoulder. So you can see that that's sitting in there nicely on that shoulder. We take the customer's key, we pop it on this side, and again we take it right across there so it's hitting the guide on the shoulder there as well. Keep your finger on top to keep it nice and horizontal, and you'll see if you look closely there that it's nice and tight there, and it's nice and tight there as well. Tighten those up there like that. Lift up the guide, first specs cover there. Underneath we've got an on off switch. Clicker on. Next thing we need to do here, and this is important, a little bit of pressure down on this lever, and then pull it out. Quite simple to do, but the important part is don't let it fly up, because if it flicks up, it's on a spring, it's going to whack into the cutter and cause some damage to the cutter. So we let it go up there, nice and gentle. Beautiful. Okay, so you can hear just a slight tickle there where the cutter's hitting the key, and that's ideal. You know that the machine is nicely aligned. We'll talk about alignment in another video as well, but that's just ready to go. That's spot on. And now we go down to this auto start key. You need to keep your finger on that button for about 3 seconds for it to engage. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit longer. You'll know that the process is finished when the wheel there, you can see now, has stopped turning. So just let it run right through the whole process. The wheel's still turning, so we'll just wait until it's finished. Right, so you can see the machine makes a slightly different sound as well. That's a good indicator. The wheel's stopped turning, the job is done. So we'll flip the machine off, lift up the cover, reverse the process, so we pull that out, gently push that down, that sits there like that. Take that one out, take the customer's key out, or the test key in this example. There's one more thing to do. We need to, through the key cutting process, you get some slight sort of sharp edges there. So it just makes it a lot easier to use in the lock if they're smoothed off. So we'll just It's a buffing wheel there. So we're just going to run the key across there just to take off those sharp edges. Now I'm going to do that with the Perspex cover on, so you put your safety glasses on. Remember too, and just be very conscious that when you turn the machine on, the buffer's turning but the cutting wheel's also turning. So keep well away from that. Give that a nice run across there. That's all you need to do there. Turn it off. Take my glasses off there. You put the lid down because that process is fixed. So in this example, and again great for some training and just practice in store as well, we'll test it in the test cylinder here, and you'll see it turns nice and easily. So we know that we've done the right job there for that one. Just one other thing I'll show you as well. Before you do hand it over, obviously if you can test it in this case you wouldn't need to, but if you're giving it to the customer, always a good idea just to take a bit of a look, make sure that it looks right to you. A lot of this checking is visual, and you will sometimes pick up, oh boy, that doesn't look quite right, and just do another key. Put that one down. The other one I'd like to mention, the other thing as well, is that every store will have, or should have, the key cutting manual. So please, if you don't, just let us know and we'll get one to you. And it runs through everything that we've just talked about here now, how to select the key, the different things to go through there, different parts of the key cutting machine, and then it runs through, you know, the process as well and how to use the vice jaw, etc. So there we go. You can hand the key over to your customer, and job well done.